Okay. I went over to the Daily Beast and they told me that I have to sign up for something in order to read this article from the Daily Beast. So I went over to Yahoo News and typed in TYT, Jon Stewart, President, and I got the Daily Beast article on Yahoo News. Or a close summation. I mean, Daily Beast is woo. Okay, so Cenk Uygur thinks it's possible for Jon Stewart to be president, even though Jon Stewart has said he's not going to be president. He doesn't want to run for president. He said that a long time ago. All right, so let's begin. The Young Turks' Cenk Uygur can't stand Republicans and can't stand Democrats. So who can he possibly see as a viable progressive presidential option for 2024? Asks host Andy Levy in this episode of the New Abnormal podcast. I guess that's a play on the new normal. Okay, so Andy and Cenk are having a conversation. And Cenk's top pick is Jon Stewart. The problem with the Democrat Party is that they suck, and I do not disagree. They're terrible at running elections. I don't disagree. They keep losing to monstrous Republicans, and the Republicans aren't that bright. What does that say about the Democrats that are running against those not bright Republicans if the not bright Republicans are beating these Democrats? Yogurt very passionately tells Andy, Jon Stewart. It's not impossible, right? He's a comedian. Zelensky, he's a comedian. Donald Trump is a literal clown. And Stewart is super smart. That is exactly the sort of thing that you would say if you are incredibly stupid. I think he's progressive, and you don't even know. I'm not positive, which is good news, right? Because then he'll have quote-unquote credibility in the mainstream media. I was kind of late on the scrolling, and I apologize for that. And continuing, Andy replies, I'm not entirely sure that Stewart fits the progressive mold. Andy pushes back. Most of the lefties I know are not huge fans of his, because sometimes Jon Stewart calls out both sides. Not that they set the tone for the party, but I feel like in a ton of ways Stewart is thought of more as a not quite an establishment liberal, but closer to that than to the progressive wing. So, yeah. So Jon Stewart will... Okay, he's not going to set the tone for the party, meaning they aren't going to go with the establishment way. And they think of him as that way, but but closer to establishment than progressive wing. And he's not going to set the tone, so it doesn't matter, because leftists and the left wing, the progressive wing, the establishment liberal wing, the other left wing, any kind of left wings you want to do, they all vote together. It's ridiculous. We don't need to read it, we just need to know who wrote it. Pretty much sums up the Democrats in politics. All right, continuing. That's something that Yogurt is okay with, and explains why, in addition to the missed opportunity, President Joe Biden had to proverbially punch Elon Musk. For the Twitter fact check about Joe Biden raising the Social Security benefits for seniors, when all of that is based on the interest rate index or consumer price index. So Twitter fact-checked Joe Biden, and Joe Biden missed an opportunity to punch him. That's... Leftists are always talking about punching, and then now they want to stick proverbially. Anyways, continuing. Then Vox senior politics correspondent Andrew Prokop shares everything we need to know about far-right political blogger Curtis Yarvin, who not only wants to replace American democracy with a monarchy, but also has ideas on how to make January 6th better next time! But not before Andy and guest co-host Daily Beast opinion editor Anthony Fisher review the biggest political news of the week. The attack on Paul Pelosi and Don Jr.'s gross response to it. Okay, gross that's very opinionated. A pair of tighty-whities and a hammer isn't anything gross. I mean, mocking the spouse of somebody isn't always in good taste, but I do firmly remember, I have a very good memory of people picking on Melania and making up false claims about Melania, and I found that to be a gross response to nothing that she did. Oh, what about Barron? Barron Trump got picked on. They were ripping on Barron and talking about Barron in the news, and how he was upset that they, who was it? Little Miss Redhead Griffin was doing photo ops with a Trump's head. I'll just put it that way. Yeah. I do know that I said politics wrong. It's not politics. Jon Stewart doesn't want to be president. He said that before. There's no chance, he says. I don't want it. I'm not going to do it. Not going to happen. So, yeah, that's a real pipe dream. And that's it for this one. I don't want Jon Stewart as president.